Are you equipped to respond to short turnaround proposals? The kind that are task orders where you only get a week to 2 weeks to respond, or maybe even a month, but you're kind of starting from scratch. So those are for the indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity proposals. When I really think about companies that we've helped over the years, where it comes to proposals, some companies are compared to Racecar. Can you be compared to a Racecar? Think about it. And some are actually horse buggies. They kind of prod along, and when it is a 30-day to 45-day proposal, maybe a 60-day proposal, they do just fine. The problem really comes where they start to speed up. Can they really compete with the race cars? So race car companies, they are masters at winning business on multiple award indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contracts. You can see how many awards they amass. They're nimble. They make quick decisions. They direct resources to where they're most needed. And they're really disciplined and rigid with some aspects of business that are really immovable. So on one side they're flexible, on the other hand they're pretty rigid. They, for example, there are some things that are sacred to them. They stay in touch with the customer and grow accounts once they win the work. They find that time to pound the pavement and make sure that the customer sees them there all the time. And their on-site staff are trained to interface with the customer and talk to the customer and keep their ear to the ground. They always ensure their project personnel are available to brainstorm on the solutions during capture, during the proposals. They ensure that it doesn't matter how much billable work they have arrangements in place, and they use their staff, subject matter experts. They also review carefully everything that goes out the door. They never sacrifice the reviews and the quality of the proposals. Now, horse buggy companies, on the other hand, they struggle every step of the way. It doesn't matter if you're small or large. I've seen horse buggy companies of pretty large size. You would think that they would have the resources to fix that, but no. They trip over themselves since nothing is really set up for quick action. They're slow decision makers, right? So here's an example. Every decision must be reached by committee. Have you seen companies like that, or can you relate? Or one specific person. Everything just kind of files to that one over-busy person who controls the whole situation. And if the decision maker is unavailable, delays ensue because no one knows the answers. Are we going to bid on this opportunity? Who will help develop the solution? Who will review this proposal? Will we hire consultants or not? Which consultant to hire? Will we pay a recruiter to bring a program manager? Right? So, or are we going to try to hire the person ourselves, or is it somebody from inside the company? Billable project personnel may be unavailable for capture or proposal work because the company either doesn't want to invest in business development that much, doesn't believe that they should take their project or can take their project personnel off the billable work to do the brainstorming on something that may not become coming out soon, or something that you may not win, or not realizing actually how project staff could be useful with proposals. So they kind of live in complete separate worlds with their project personnel. So their project personnel are on site, and then there are people inside the company who do all the proposals, and the two worlds never connect. Now, while the race cars are prepared, the horse buggies are unprepared. So they don't actually have a task order manual that outlines all the processes and how everybody is supposed to act and work on this specific IDIQ. They don't have a single individual who is responsible for business development and capture for a specific IDIQ. So they may have vehicles, but they don't really have somebody who can run the BD for each one. There's no tools to implement anything consistent. They don't really file proposals except for individuals' hard drives. They don't have like a proposal library. They don't have anything set up for fast proposal production. There's no reaction time. So they learn about the proposals as the task order RFPs come out. So they don't have a pipeline for that vehicle. You have to have a pipeline for each IDIQ vehicle. They don't. There's less time to develop a solution. So therefore, even more proposal time is wasted without good checklists, the time targets to live by. A lot of the times they fail to send a task order RFP until a few days later to their subcontractors or key people on their team when it's issued. So they miss some of the key deadlines for questions, for example, to the government. They take too long to develop a compliant outline. So by the time the proposal kickoff happens, the assignments are still not issued. Nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing, and the precious clock is ticking away. Horse buggies then become rushed, and they start skipping steps. So instead of brainstorming and figuring out what they need to be doing, even though you have very little time, you still have to take time to do that. They start writing and recycling old materials. By the time they get to the pink team review, they have a pile of garbage for material, and then some critical thinkers will take a look and go like, well, guys, we got to let's start over. So then the red team review is what the pink team review should have looked like, and then the wheels fall off of that horse buggy. When it starts to travel at high speed, everything starts flying, because that's not made for high speeds, right? So it's not a race car. So they then burn the midnight oil and throw a hastily written document over the wall and hope to prevail on price. So it's either boilerplate cut and paste or something that they've done in a rush. They haven't really connected all the pieces and all the dots, and then they wonder why is it that they can't really win task orders. So can you relate? If you relate to any of this, if you would like to improve, take our Bid and Proposal Academy courses. We actually help you with all of the aspects of business development, and we have specifically a course dedicated to that, which is winning multiple award and task order proposals, that tells you all the secrets of winning the IDIQ contracts and short turnaround proposals. So check us out at ostglobalsolutions.com. Lots of great resources for you, and hope to see you in our Bid and Proposal Academy.